Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Hierophant card, right? So in a lot of ways, this can represent the bigger institutions that we may have to interact with in some way, shape or form. What I actually want to say to you though, Virgo, this week you're going to start to understand how you yourself can become an authority in your chosen field. And I love this for you. What I also get from this as well, this could be a week where you're having to interact with or maybe battle against some of the institutions that say what you can or can't say. Now, there's a few ways that this could show up for you. So let's say you want to go into, maybe you want to start your own business. This week it's going to become abundantly clear to you what you need to do or how much there is to do on that journey. I think this is where you're going to be getting a real glimpse into, okay, I've got the knowledge, I've got the expertise, I've got the know-how, I want to take this to the next level. And then suddenly you realize, okay, there's quite a few things that I need to do in order to make that happen. Looking at the red tape, where it comes to, where it comes in, looking at the bureaucracy might even be something that you need to pay attention to. And finally, this week, one of the things that I talk about with this card on a much deeper level, it can represent initiation, and it can just as easily represent the process of us going through some sort of ritual, right? And so I get this sense that this week, maybe you're going to have to look at your practices, maybe you're going to have to look at your patterns, your routines, and ask yourself, what am I doing here that is holding me back? What is it that I'm doing here that is actually helping me step forward? Your foundation card for the week ahead is the Ace of Pentacles. Whatever you start this week, whatever you envision this week may be very long lasting. For those of you that are looking for new work, this bodes very, very well for you. There could be a new interview on the horizon for you. There could be a new job in some way for some of you as well. Something that you're already putting into motion this week could financially be very, very good for you. Now, that being said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves ya. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. And finally, if you are at the very tail end of this season, which is Virgo season, your season, and I have to say I love Virgo season. It's been very kind to me this year, and actually has for the last 4 years. And I don't know if that's because I've leveled up, and so Virgo's like, I will be kinder to you because you have done more work. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's that, or maybe I'm just resonating at a different frequency now. Either which way, if you are celebrating your solar return this week, a happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope that you have an amazing solar return, and remember to fill the day of your birthday with a little bit of everything that you want this next 12 months ahead to have in it for you, right? Just little tasters and snippets of everything that you want this next year to be for you. All right, your actions and options, you have the 8 of Swords. Now this coupled with the Hierophant card, I just got a little goosebump shiver there. All right, this coupled with your Hierophant card, your own patterns, habits, cycles and routines are going to be abundantly clear to you this week, right? And I got to be really, really honest with you, Virgo. This week, there may very well be something where you realize, hang on a sec, you know what, my thought process on this, my belief around this, or my approach is actually quite limited, it's quite narrow, and so I need to broaden my focus. And this isn't a bad thing. This isn't about going into that space and berating yourself or beating yourself up. It's about acknowledging where some of your habits, patterns and routines are keeping you bound. It's also about acknowledging where something or someone or an institution external to you is impacting, imposing, encroaching on what it is that you're trying to do. This could be, I mean, when you guys get mad and the pen comes out, I worry, because it's like, oh shit, here they go. You know, once the Virgo starts to research, you're fucked. Because they're going to come back and destroy whatever argument you have. So, but again, find a constructive way to do this. All right, for your communications and conversations, you have the 8 of Pentacles. 2 8s. What is 2 8s? 2 8s represents the energy of new knowledge, new information. For some of you, you could be deciding, I know what I want to study next. I want to gain a qualification. Some of you could be deciding this week that you're going back to school for a new degree. The fact that you've got the 8 of Swords here as well bodes very well for this. If you're planning to go back into some form of study, or you're picking some form of study up this week, this suggests that not only is there new information and new knowledge coming through the 2 8s, right? But it also suggests with that 8 of Swords, you understand on a very deep level that it's not going to be a quick fix. This is going to be something that that I'm doing for a while to come. And so it's going to take that, you know, I've got to be in it. If I'm going to do this, I have to take it all the way home. And I really love that. Now, when it comes to work, the 8 of Pentacles is literally work. When it comes to work, for those of you that work for somebody else, there could be a chance to get ahead by taking some sort of management course or whatever type of course they have within the structure that you work. The challenge that you're going to have, it looks like if you're going in for this, I know like here in some of the bigger institutions, it's very much like this. You can take certain courses and or even degrees underneath their tutelage or underneath their banner for free, but then you're bound to do the job once you've passed said qualification course, etc., for a certain amount of time. Like here in the NHS, if you take a degree program with them, they'll fund the whole thing for you, which I think is truly amazing. But then you're locked in for 5 years once that degree finishes. So you consider that the average degree is 3 to 5 years long. So you've got the time that you're studying, which you don't have to pay for, and you're getting paid for, amazing. But then 5 years post that, you're not allowed to leave them, because otherwise you then become liable for it. This very much feels like that kind of energy with me, which, you know, either way, it's kind of a win-win situation. But if you're going to get into this with an employer, just be cautious that whatever it is that you get out of them, you will likely have to pay back if you leave early or outside of their terms and conditions. For those of you that are come on brain, mind blank. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this could be you creating a new course. It could just as easily be you putting something together that is going to see you working with or alongside big dogs in your field. It could just as easily be you going back to the drawing board with some of your own learning and deciding that there are new things that you want to diversify within your business. But again, some of them might come up against some form of red tape. I'm not sure what that is. Then finally, when it comes to your, for those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, in a lot of ways, this is going to see you really searching for what feels like the next step of your productivity. And it's not about what you can do for an employer or even to make money. It's about figuring out what to do with the rest of the time that you have. For those of you, for your love and relations, whoa. You've got the 8 of Wands. So 3 8s in a single spread, especially as they come up like this, represents marriage, which is amazing, right? Sorry, there's a very long train going past at the moment, which is amazing. Not only that, 3 8s is actually very lucky. So you've got this in the love and relations. For those of you that are single this week, you could very well, I mean, if you're meeting someone, I have to say this is someone that's either very well established, somebody that is very different to you. It will be somebody that really understands you on a lot of levels, but also somebody that challenges you. And I like this for you because you guys are very intelligent. So it's usually that you need somebody that will be able to match that level of intelligence. And with the 8 of Wands, I mean, I gotta say, this might be somebody that comes from very humble beginnings, but is nobody's fool. and you would be, you know, and I say this out of all love, but you'd be really stupid to underestimate them. You know, not that you would, but this is one of those times where you meet someone and they say, you know, you're like, oh, you know, nice to meet you, whatever, where are you from? And they tell you about their background, and you're like, oh, so that gives you like one idea of who they are and what they're like and stuff, and then you go on to find out that actually this person is a barrister or a judge, or do you know what I mean, has some super skilled career, and you're like, fuck, I really underestimated this person. Don't do it. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in relationships, I mean, these 3 8s are speaking directly to your partnership. They're speaking directly to your marriage in a lot of ways. So what is it, right? The 8 of Swords basically says that this is you being in it for the long haul. So there's something that you guys might have planned together. The 8 of Pentacles says that your work is actually very important to both of you at this moment in time. So there's a lot going on in the background that's being formulated, and they're anchored by this 8 of Wands, which suggests that there's going to be a lot of information going back and forth. There's you and the partner sifting through mountains of paperwork, information, making phone calls, sending emails. It's going to be a very busy week for you guys as a couple. And then finally, for your money and materials, you got the Ace of Pentacles. Give me that shmoney, honey. Love it, right? So this bodes very, very well for you. Again, right? So the ability to make money from your work this week is absolutely there. The ability to make money from your business this week is absolutely there. There's something new that is being formulated in the background that is very, very exciting. I really like this for you. Now, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, I love this card for that, because it suggests, and for some of you, there might be a checkup coming up this week, whether you're checking in with a doctor or a specialist. And if you are checking in with a healthcare professional, it is likely to be somebody that specializes in the field. So that's really interesting. But I like this card for health, because it always suggests to me that there's a new vitality there. And the fact that you've got the sun in your sign pouring all of his light, heat and wisdom into you is amazing. And then finally, when it comes to the home and environment, this is nice, but it does suggest you might be doing some work on the structure of the home. That's very possible. And for some of you, this might literally be like the garden, the outside aspect of your home may need some sort of tending, and it might cost you something now, but it is going to be an investment for the future. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.